Hello everyone, welcome to First Year Teaching Tips. This video series is dedicated to helping any teacher who is in their first year of teaching or in their first year in a new role. Veteran teachers are welcome as well. With that being said, let's begin. So, who am I? My name is Mia, and I am, as of the recording of this video, an 11-year veteran in education. I worked as a high school social science teacher in public and private schools, and currently work as an instructional technology specialist in a public district. When I began teaching, the landscape of education looked very different. However, I have found that there are some tips, tricks, and other bits of information I wish I had known when starting my career. Some of this advice comes from my own experiences, and some of it comes from what others have taught me. So let's dive into this video's tips about adaptiveness in technology usage. So I want to be clear that in this video, I'll be discussing what to do in various scenarios when technology does not work or your personal preferences cannot be met for some reason. I will not be discussing how technology can be used as a differentiation aid or personalization tool. Rather, I want to share how to react when technology does not work with real-world examples. If you do need a review of technology usage in the classroom, check out my other video, Technology Integration. Tip number 1. Each school district has its own technology. Be prepared to face different levels of access. Depending on where you student taught or what your previous job was, you may encounter different types of technology in your current district. From my experience working in multiple schools, it is more likely that teachers are going to be expected to adapt to what is already present versus a school being willing to buy new technology. Technology is a major investment for a school district. While it is not impossible for newer devices or different branded devices to be adopted, it is unlikely. If you are very passionate about having a certain device, then I recommend trying to find a grant that will sponsor the purchase of such technology. Then you have a proof of concept you can show to your school or district for such changes to be made. Remember, always go back to that goal of the lesson for the students. Tip number 2. When technology does not work as expected, remain calm. This tip and the next few are going to focus on what to do if the technology does not work. Staying calm means you will be better able to focus on resolving the problem. Think about any other class situation that would take place. A student is hurt, a supervisor comes in, etc. What is the best response? To stay calm. I've encountered a lot of educators who think that they somehow broke their device when it does not work properly. Unless there is a physical break, such as a cracked screen, educators typically do not break their devices. It is usually some other unknown variable that is causing the device to not work. So I hope these words bring some comfort when technology inevitably does not work. Tip number 3, check all wire connections when using external devices. This situation applies to connecting a computer to a projector, a second screen, an external DVD or Blu-ray player, or any other type of device. On rare occasions, the cord connection can be the issue, and swapping out cords can resolve the problems. This first step is the one I take when experiencing a projector not showing my image. Usually after pulling the cords out and plugging them back in, the image will appear. Tip number 4, restart the computing device properly. Restarting varies with devices, but I will share common ones that work for the devices I've encountered. If you are working with a Windows PC, you must go to the Windows Start button and click on the words that say restart. Pressing the physical power button is not the same. On Chromebooks, you will want to click on the time icon and select the power icon to turn it properly off. You can then turn it back on. On iPads, you will want to hold down the power button or buttons, depending on your model, to turn it off and back on. I cannot tell you the number of times this simple tip has resolved whatever issue is taking place. Just keep in mind whatever your tech team has shared as the proper restarting process for the devices at your school. It varies based on device and brand. Tip number 5, if the technology refuses to work for you, then make something else work for the lesson. So depending on what is taking place in your class, you have a few options. If you are in a one-to-one classroom, you may be able to adjust the lesson so that the students access the materials on their devices, if that was not part of the original plan. If you are not in a one-to-one classroom, you might have to go old school, pun intended, and use a whiteboard or even a chalkboard to write your ideas. I have had to perform both of those actions myself when adjusting lessons when the projector I was using was not responding to any of my fixes. After I finished the lesson, I informed the in-school IT support that there was a major break they needed to investigate. Sometimes that will happen. I know this catchphrase is very early 2000s, but as Tim Gunn would say on the reality show Project Runway, make it work. Thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in learning more, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also go to my website, www.guidegrowtech.com, for even more information on a variety of topics. Finally, I hope this video helped you grow in your knowledge of this topic. Take care.